Hello, my amazing artists. I'm so excited to see you all again today. Today we are going to be creating art inspired by something that you see coming out in the fall.
Orb weaver spiders are nocturnal and spin large orb-shaped webs with concentric rings and radial spokes. They are intricate and pretty. The orb weavers are non-toxic to humans and they're not aggressive. They don't want to bite you. They are beneficial because they eat other insects, so keep them around.
So while we're creating our spider webs, we're going to be practicing a couple types of lines. We've got straight lines, and then we've got these bumpy lines, and we're going to be using both of these types of lines in our project. I'm going to be giving you two choices for your project. You can create your spider web with white crayon and watercolor, or with a black crayon and other coloring supplies such as crayons, markers, or colored pencil. For the first version, the supplies that you need will be watercolor paints, a paintbrush and a cup of water, as well as a white crayon or oil pastel. I'm going to show you the steps on how to create the watercolor version of our portrait. But if you want to skip ahead, you can if you don't have watercolors, and skip ahead to the crayon or colored pencil portion. The first thing we need to do is fold the paper from top to bottom, match up those edges, hold it still, smooth it out from the center to the edges, unfold it, and then fold it from left to right. So we created a horizontal line, now we're creating a vertical line through the paper. You don't need to smooth it out super well because these are just guidelines that we don't need in the end. I'm going to start actually first with a pencil because we are going to be using white crayon, but that doesn't show up on the camera very well. So the first thing you're going to do is draw right on that fold line from top to bottom. Then you're going to draw right on that fold line left to right. Now you guys don't have to do this in pencil, but I'm going to show you where you're going with the crayon. So I'm going to draw right over that with the crayon, but you guys are just going to do it in the crayon and not do it in the pencil. Next, with the white crayon, you're going to go from the top left corner to the bottom right corner, or bottom right corner to top left. We're going to make a great big letter X. Make sure it crosses through that center point all the way down to the corner. And then from the bottom left to the top right, great big X. The next thing you're going to do with the white crayon is we are going to draw lines connecting our main web lines to each other. So you're going to draw a shape that's kind of like a smile. So I'm going to draw a smile line connecting one line to the other. And then in the next section, another smile line. And in this section, again, a smile, smile, smile. Although then down here, they look kind of like frowns. Smile, smile, smile. And you're going to fill all the way around so it's like we have a circle. And then you're going to do the same thing again, but next to it. So I'm going to go back to this middle vertical line. Smile, smile, smile. Now I've done mine on a separate piece of paper without the pencil. The pencil is just so you can see what your lines are supposed to look like, but I really want you to do it just in the white crayon. And you can see a little bit the white crayon on my paper. The next step is going to be the fun painting step. And you want to think of the bristles as like the paintbrush's hairdo. This is Mr. Paintbrush. That's his lovely, lovely hair that he always wants to go in one direction. So we got to be really gentle with Mr. Paintbrush's hairdo. So you're going to get your paintbrush wet in the cup of water. And then you're going to gently swirl in any color you want. I'm going to start with red. I'm gently swirling a couple times in the red. And then I'm going to come in and paint some sections red. I'm just going to kind of hop around. You want to make sure you have plenty of water on your paintbrush, so I'm going to dip in, get it wet again. And I'm going to paint around a few sections red. As you're painting, you will notice that the watercolor paint doesn't really want to stick to the crayon. Instead, it resists the crayon. The technique that we are doing is called watercolor resist. the water doesn't want to stick to the waxiness of the crayon. So that way our spider web design will not disappear. So you can paint the different sections of the web, whichever colors you want. It's nice to use a good variety of colors to get a really colorful background. For the second version of this project, you're going to need a black crayon and colored crayons or colored pencils.
Fold your paper in half, top to bottom, and then left to right, and then trace over those fold lines with a black crayon. Then you're going to draw from the top left corner to the bottom right corner. Make sure you hit that middle point, and then again from the bottom to the top on the other side, like a big X. Then you're going to start adding your smile lines. So you're going to start from one of the spokes to the other, and then it's going to turn into a frown line, and then back up into a smile line again.
The next thing you're going to do is you're going to start coloring in each section of the web. We're going to use all the colors of the rainbow, but they don't have to go in order. When you're coloring a section, you want to make sure that you are going in the same direction and completely filling in the space. I don't want to be coloring all crazy directions when I'm going. Instead, you want to go smooth left to right or up and down to fill in the whole space, and that makes it look a lot neater. We call that having good craftsmanship.
I started out in colored pencil, but I quickly switched to crayon because the colored pencil was just taking way too long in those big shapes. But you can use any coloring supplies that you have.
Now, to finish my project, I think my spider web needs a spider to live on. So I'm going to use a piece of scrap black paper. This is about 5 inches by 5 inches.
If you don't have black paper, don't worry. Just draw your spider on any colored paper that you have. You can color it black with some crayons.
I'm going to use a white crayon to draw on it so it'll show up. To draw a spider, you're going to start by drawing an oval for the body and a smaller oval for the head. And then spiders have 8 legs, so I need to add on 8 legs onto my spider. So that means I'm gonna put kind of like an upside down letter V shape for one leg. I'm gonna put 4 on each side. Well, now I'm going to cut around my spider. I'm going to put my thumb through the little hole and my other fingers through the big hole of the scissors. Make sure the scissors are always pointing away from you. I'm going to open it up from any edge, and I already started snipping, so I'm just going to keep cutting around the edge. Now when you get right here, don't keep going because you'll cut all those little legs off. You got to go around the legs. So I'm going to curve my paper. Notice my scissors aren't turning, just the paper's turning. And I'm cutting around all those little legs. When I get in here, make sure you don't cut the head off by accident. You got to turn the paper, cut around the head. Though I think I will cut those little teeth, little pincher things off. Oh, don't keep cutting this way. Got to turn the paper, cut around those legs. And there, I've got my spider. Then you can use a little bit of glue or tape, whatever you have, to attach your spider on. Attach that spider on, and then you have your Orb Weaver spider. I had fun creating our Orb Weaver spiders together today. I can't wait to see what you create.